Welcome to the Norse Code. I'm Mike Lund, here to talk about Viking athletics. In a moment, we'll speak with football coach Bruce Barnum and men's tennis coach Toby Krauel. But first, let's get to the news. The Viking softball team picked up its first series victory of the season by taking 2 out of 3 games from Northern Colorado last weekend. The highlight was a come-from-behind victory in Game 1 as Alex Flores hit a dramatic walk-off 2-run double to beat the Bears. Aubrey Nitcham led the way at the plate for the Vikings, going 8 for 10 in this series, while pitcher Megan Hendricks had a stellar weekend, picking up both wins for Portland State. The Vikings are on the road this weekend at Idaho State. They return home next Tuesday to face the top-ranked Oregon Ducks at Hillsborough Stadium. That doubleheader begins at 4 p.m. The women's golf team picked up a match play victory over the weekend, defeating Montana 3-2 at Ocotillo Golf Resort in Chandler, Arizona. The Vikings got match play wins from Hansol Koo, Kelly Miller, and Val Trio. The Vikings also just finished 16th at the Wyoming Cowgirl Classic. Aram Choi finished with a final round 3 under par, 69. The Vikings will return to Ocotillo on April 19th through the 21st for the Big Sky Conference Championship. Senior Aram Choi is the defending individual champion, and the Vikings are the defending team champion. The Viking football team is in the middle of its second week of spring practices. They will have a scrimmage this Friday at 3 p.m. at Stott Community Field. All are welcome to come and watch that scrimmage. And in a moment, we'll have an interview with head coach Bruce Barnum. The women's track and field team continued its strong start to the outdoor season at the Stanford Invitational. The Vikings set or bettered 4 Big Sky leading marks, including the 4x100 relay team's performance. They also set or improved on 11 Big Sky qualifying times. They now have 17 qualifying marks for the Big Sky Championship, and it's still very early in the 2015 season. They compete this Friday at Western Oregon. Both tennis teams played home matches last weekend against Big Sky rival Eastern Washington. The Viking women picked up a huge 7-0 win over the Eagles, keeping them in the hunt for a spot in the conference tournament. After going on the road this week, their final home match is April 18th at 1 p.m. against Idaho. The men's team lost to Eastern Washington, but Ethan Lopez shined in both singles and doubles as he continues a very strong season. In a moment, we'll talk with head men's tennis coach Toby Krauel as the Vikings approach their final home match this Saturday at 2 p.m. against Sacramento State. That's at Club Green Meadow. Now after this, we'll speak with football coach Bruce Barnum and then tennis coach Toby Krauel. All right, we're here with Coach Barnum. We just completed spring practice number 5, so we're going to have a quick conversation with Coach Barnum, see how things are going about 1/3 of the way through. Just first of all, your overall impressions of your team. You've got a lot of guys out here and a lot of guys battling for spots, the usual thing. How's it going so far?
Fast. It's going fast, Mike. They're playing fast. Coaches are teaching fast. They're learning fast. It's what I need on college football Saturday. If we play like that, and it comes together like that, and the repetitions and the thinking eliminated on the field, we're going to have some fun.
Okay, now obviously, as I have seen, the tempo is really up. You're running plays very, very quickly, getting the ball snapped every 15, 20 seconds in practice to get as many reps as possible. How has the team adapted to that?
A lot of changes, actually. The mornings, first off, Mike, getting them up, seeing the sun come up has been different for them. They like it. They're voting today to see if they want to go morning practices or PM practices in the fall. So that'll be an interesting vote. But that tempo, we're just trying to emulate the game. You and I talked about this. I want this to look like game day. We do a team period. We break for a couple of minutes, like in between series. We talk to them back on the field. So everything we're doing out here, I'm trying to make it like game day.
Do you feel like you're meeting your goals that you as a coaching staff established going into spring ball? I mean, what have you seen that's really impressed you so far?
Heads and tails above, honestly, the coaches. I tried to hire the best teachers I could find, and they're running around out here, and it's positive, and there's nothing left. You know, if you see a ball drop, it's not forgotten about. Somebody's in that guy's ear right away, coaching it up. Something good is being done. coaching it up. You hear offensive coaches talking to defensive players, with positives. It's just the atmosphere right now. Again, I want to play tomorrow. The way this team is right now, I'd love to line up tomorrow against anybody.
Okay, and then the flip side of that, what are you looking at right now going, boy, we got to really work on that. We got to emphasize that and get better.
Offense is a little rusty, and I love it because that means the defense is ahead. We're training a new center. First thing, if somebody comes out and watches our practice, we need to get the center quarterback exchange fixed. We're running about 4 or 5 guys through there right now, and we got to find the guy who's going to, bam, okay, good. So that's making it a little muddy. But we're still lined up right, and they're still running around, so that will be fixed.
And obviously that will be a point of emphasis with Cornelius Edison, Remington Award winner, best center in the nation, is now gone. So obviously a key position for you to kind of seek out and find the right player. Talk now about the spring game. Now, we're going to have it right here on Stock Community Field. Right. Do you know yet how the format's going to go? Will it be offense versus defense? You're going to divide it up into 2 teams. How's that going to go?
The thinking right now is, first off, if you can show up on Friday the 10th or Friday the 17th, we'd love to have you out here. Because that from 3 to 5, that's going to be 2 long, get-after-it scrimmages if you want to see college football in the spring. That day, the 25th, more people, more tents. I'm going to give them some of the field for their tents and the food and the hot dogs and the hamburgers to get the crowd out. So that'll be kind of more of a cut back. Yes, you're going to see, we're not going to split the team up. It'll be more of a practice that day. We will go through some certain situations on the football field. But the 10th and the 17th, if you can get out those days, that's a day to see a good, full scrimmage.
Okay, there's your spring football update from Coach Barnum. Once again, this Friday the 10th, 3 to 5 p.m. practice. They will go live scrimmage, and also on April 17th, live scrimmage between 3 and 5 p.m. We're here with men's tennis coach Toby Krauel. The Vikings have their season finale this Saturday against Sacramento State when they play at Club Green Meadow at 2 p.m. And Coach, let's talk a little bit about your team. I know you began the season having to mesh together 4 newcomers with 4 returners. How has that process gone for you?
I think it's gone well. The guys, a lot of them knew each other from juniors, and they've really stuck together. Even though we've had a lot of tough losses this year, we've lost 3 matches, 4-3. They really continue to bring a lot of good energy and support one another, work hard in practice, and they're competing hard. So we look, Sac State lost to Montana. We beat Montana. You look at some of those common results. We feel like we can be successful in our last home match against Sac State, and we're excited about it.
Okay, and you talked a little bit about as preps kind of playing with and against each other. You have 5 Oregonians, and they did compete against each other before they got to Portland State. Was there any benefit to that, or just having Oregonians on the roster in general?
I think there's a benefit to that. I think a lot of high school juniors and seniors looking out there like, hey, there's Division I tennis can be played in Oregon. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to go outside the state. We have a good college right here with a good program. We're trying to develop local talent and keep our local talent here at Portland State.
You had one of the biggest wins of the program's history with a victory over defending champion Montana earlier in the year. What did that mean for your program?
It meant a lot. The Montana coach has been there a long time, over 20 years. Their program year in, year out is at the top of our conference. So for us to beat them 5-2 was just a monumental win for our program and confidence for our guys. And we look to take that into the final 3 matches of the year and feel like we can get back to that success, have a nice home match against Sac State, hopefully play well for our seniors who will be competing in their last home matches, and then go on the road to Northern Arizona and Southern Utah where we can end the season with some strength and confidence.
Okay, now you alluded to some of those close matches. Since that Montana win, you guys have had some struggles, but very, very close matches. What do you need to do these final few matches to finish the season on a high note and kind of kickstart you into next year?
A lot of those matches were on the road. We had Idaho State 4-3, and also we had Montana State at home 4-3, Northern Colorado on the road. We had actually quite a few illnesses going on those road trips and some injuries that really impacted our lineup and our doubles and just everything. So we were healed up. we're healthy again, and we look to the next time we have a 4-3 match, win it.
All right, that's a good way to go. And Sacramento State, maybe a 4-3 match this weekend. It is the final home match. You got a couple of seniors, Stuart Tierney, Nate Chart. Talk about what they've meant to the program as they go into their final home match.
Stuart Tierney's been just a force in our lineup all year long. He had a stretch of matches where he won 8 out of 10, playing number 1 and number 2. He brings a lot of energy to every match. He has a huge serve. He's a former high school state champion. He's had a great senior campaign. I expect him to be all-conference team, and I expect him to bring a lot in both singles and doubles this weekend in his last home match. Nate Chart's been in our program for 4 years. He's a phenomenal student athlete. He really is the glue that keeps the team together in many aspects. He keeps things light. He's got a great sense of humor. He does impersonations of everyone on the team that just, including me probably, but just not to my face. And Nate brings a lot of senior toughness, and he supports his teammates, and he's just very calm under pressure. So he's actually been getting in the starting lineup recently and playing well, and so I'm excited for what he's accomplished in the past, and also the opportunity for him to have his last home match and down the stretch of his senior year and finish strong.
Okay, well, we wish Stuart and Nate a lot of luck. We wish you luck. We thank you for your time today. Again, this Saturday, the men's tennis team against Sacramento State, Club Green Meadow, 2 p.m. We hope you come out to watch. Admission is free, and we thank you for watching the Norse Code.